I went to Korea and I went for some shopping because there's not much else to do in Korea, right? So I went to this place called League of Legends Park. I wanted to buy some stuff, right? There's some pretty cool stuff. No, there really wasn't. The only thing that I really wanted to buy was this mouse pad. There's like a Star Garden mouse pad. It was really well designed and looked really great, blown up. And I wanted it. It was really cheap too. It was only like £30. But it was out of stock, unfortunately. Yeah, so then I searched online. Can I get this online? It's like, no. You see this website? It's not even like in a be back soon. It's just not available. And this is the newest Star Garden series too. Like this is the only other option I could get. And I thought this was just not really my style, right? As somebody who does art, it's kind of my responsibility to just make my own at this point. Like if I can't get it online, I can't buy it for someone else, I just want to make it. In that reference, you have a character up here and a character down here, which I didn't really want to do. It's not particularly what I like. In the one that I wanted to buy is you have the center line and all your lines are coming in this direction. But I couldn't do it. That just has too much detail and I have an exam literally tomorrow. So it's gotta be a lot simpler than that. So what I started doing was I sketched out one person here and it just kind of came out where you have a bit of like a yuri-bait. The weirdest thing is I have a roommate who's actually much more into anime than I am. And he said it's not yuri enough. He said it should be more like someone's a dom, so you got somebody in chains or something and this is their hands. And then the other person's like, I don't know, holding a whip. I'm not that perverted. This is pushing as far as I can and I'll tell you later, this is actually pushing further than I'm allowed to. It always starts with a sketch. So you have a character in this orientation and then I accidentally did one in this orientation. But the problem with this sketch was these eyes are kind of facing this direction. These eyes are kind of facing this direction. So they're not looking at each other. With the way this was posed, this body is supposed to come out like that, and then these are her legs in a sense. So it's that slave Leia pose where they're kind of slanted and then the belly button will be here. But then I drew this on top, and then like there's the question of how do the legs fold around it. So is this person's body behind this? I should say who this is supposed to be. On the left is supposed to be this girl called KaiSa from League of Legends. I just really like pink-haired girls. There's no follow-up to that. I think pink-haired girls are fucking cool. And then on the right is this girl called Akali. She kind of goes for this like street style cool girl look, and just recently I've kind of fallen into that vibe and stuff. So I got pink-haired girl and like tomboyish girl, and that's enough to make me want to do some art. And it's I wanted to do a League of Legends thing anyway, so. This is sort of like what it looked like at one point in time. Like her body is coming in this way and then her body's arcing out like that. And I guess the plan was to have a pillow here. I didn't want to add a pillow because I really liked how this part looked. Because it really gets all that, like the tension. So you got this tension of the waistband and then that softness that comes with a bit of fat. I feel disgusting talking about this project because it's okay. So I think anime, because it's been going on for like 20, 30, 50 years, especially in the last 10 years, it's gone really degenerate. So at this point you could have a character where like their default costume is a micro bikini, and don't tell me this is not true, because there are lowly characters which have just default micro bikinis. I have my roommate got one of those like art books and it's literally just anime girl in micro bikini, and to me that's just pushing it too far, right? But because the trend is to do stuff like this, I kind of follow them. I do it because I want to show off certain parts of the body, like the shoulders where it's more bony. I like drawing knees because knees are also a bit more bony around this point, so it's not just so much fat. I don't know how to describe it. And then the collarbone is also in the same way. It's just these are points where it's actually something interesting to draw. If you just draw hentai, everything is just the same tone. It's just this one tone, this slightly darker tone, and maybe a little lighter tone. But then you add on clothes. Clothes is so much nicer because clothes you have this, and you have all this, and you can texture it really nicely. You see how much detail goes into this clothes layer. You've got the light, you've got 1, 2, 3 tones of blue, another tone of blue, I can just do these random watermarks which don't actually mean anything, but I think they just look really pretty. And then you can combine that with like these textures. So this is what came out in the end. I think came out really nicely. I couldn't get the eyes to work. Nothing I did could get the eyes to work because they're not looking at the same thing. So when I try to draw on the pupil, this looks like she's looking down here. This looks like she's looking up here. So I did a cheat code, which I'm really embarrassed by. I didn't fill in the pupil, so I just had watermark, light mark, and that's it. I mean, here came out really ugly. This line art needs to be thicker, but it's fine. And then you know to fix that issue I said about like where the legs go, with the legs coming in here, as the legs come in here. What I did was I just blew everything up, and then just covered that. So even though I'm kind of removing my favorite part, it's fine. So this ass, I don't know, it's a nice ass. What I wanted to give the look is not something so perfect. So like the line art has a bit of human characteristic to it, because I didn't want it to look too human. You see all this line art here and stuff like that. Like it's not perfect. It's intentionally not perfect, especially in the top of the head. These are just like random scribble lines that I drew. These things don't connect. This doesn't really make sense, and then you got a bunch of overlap here. I'm really trying to give that like messy style to it, which is why I hated this back, because there's this line here, right? And there's a few lines coming across, and I really wanted to keep it, but it's just screaming at my head. That's like a messy mark, but it's fine. At the end of the day, I just went with it. These are supposed to be like pajama style clothes, but you can vary it up. So this one's more like a tank top. You can see the tank top design, but then with the tank top too, you can have like an inner layer, and you can have it like do all the folds and shit, and how like the weight of the hair can like hold down the tank top. And then this one, I really wanted to give it like a old clothes look. So it's beat up, you got all these extra lines coming through, and then weights and stuff, and then that's why it's slopping over the shoulder, because it's so like old and stretched out. So I want to give all these lines to just make it look old. So I'm just giving these clothes some flavor. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. So this is what it looks like at the end of the day. It's fucking massive. It's 400 by 900. I printed it out for about 30 pounds. I accidentally cut off my signature. I think it looks pretty good. The quality of the material is nice. It's quite heavy. The only issue is, look at it. It's that. It's bright pink and bright blue and bright purple, so everybody can see it. It's massive. My desk isn't big enough to fit it, and it's just very perverted. Like, obviously, I'm very proud of it because of art-wise. I think I pushed my limits a lot. Well, I didn't push my limits. I was very within my limits, but my limits I think are pretty high. So I think it came out looking good. Obviously, because it's so big, it really blown up, and you can see all the small details that I kind of fucked up. Like, that's supposed to be pink. The line art for this is not done very well, and it's fine. It's just so big. It looks really nice, but what if I have guests over? Thanks for watching. I like making stuff, and that's why I made this video. And honestly, even if I wasn't making this video, I still would have made stuff. I just like making stuff. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.